So, the Mills mission, part 6 now, I think. Now, I have been a bit hard on myself recently. Let's see if I can get it down a bit. Yeah, I have been a bit hard on myself recently. You know, just worrying about if I'm really going to make this happen, make my money that I was hoping to make. And just, I was thinking on the hour too much. But really, the main reason I come out here in Romania is to get my own mind. And I've got that. Get my own place for a while, which I've got. And I can say that I've done it. For me, I really just needed to get my own mind. You know, after losing my mum and obviously the family was a bit, you know, everyone's on edge, of course, after that happening. And yeah, just me doing this really has helped. Now, I did come out here with a plan of making money. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But I know where I'm going. I know who I'm going to become. May take longer than I expected. May not go exactly to the plan I had planned out, but it's going to happen regardless. You know, I may have to go work a job just to save money, just so I can, you know, get a mentor. Because really, I think I do need a mentor, not exactly in terms of the, you know, helping people and that, but actually getting noticed. And I just need a hand, you know, I just need someone to sort of hold my hand through the whole process, really, because I've tried doing it myself, and the whole, you know, I've helped loads of people through my content. I know I'm capable of doing it. I know that it's going to happen, you know, like I have 100% conviction, but it's just the actual execution part which I've struggled with. You know, I've struggled monetizing. I, you know, I myself needed a form of, you know, accountability when I've just been giving all these people accountability, but the person doing that also needs it, and I haven't had that. You know, and I've tried to be a mentor without even having one myself. I used to have one, but this guy quit. You know, he quit, so he wasn't that good of a mentor. You know, I paid money to him, but then literally, like, you know, I was working with him for a bit, and then he just sort of quit. Obviously, it was a bit too much for him as well. But you know, it's thankful for everyone, this whole game, because it's not, it's easy if you've got someone that's done it and done the hard parts. And of course, with me, with the fitness, the mindset, you know, quitting certain vices, I've done that, so I can help people with it. But in terms of making a business and monetizing, you know, being able to actually do the whole sales process for DMs, you know, on my part, for the salespeople, I was doing the DMs, the calls, you know, of course I've got to make the content, the setting, you know, the closing. I was doing all of that. And that's okay to do if you know how to do it. You got someone telling you, look, you got to do this, got to do that, got to do this. I'm doing it all on my own. I'm trying to figure this out all on my own. And that's because I ain't got the money to try to figure out how to do that. You know, like I might have to take a few steps back and go work a job again. And I did that. It did hurt my ego a bit because I've just had it on my mind so much to make this happen. But I know it's gonna work. I know I'm gonna make this work. I know who I can become, and I know who I'm becoming. And I am, you know, I'm capable of so much. And I'm the type of person that when that does happen, I'm not gonna be selfish and just do it by myself and surround myself. You know, yeah, I'll network with people who have done similar things, but I'm gonna be one of the people that's gonna bring people up with me. You know, I'm not a selfish guy, I'm a very honest guy, and I will bring people up with me when I achieve it. And I wanna make sure I document all of this, whether I'm working a job or whatever, whether I've got to go back to England or whatever. You know, because I understand if I stop this, and that's just me postponing everything. I'm gonna continue with the content whether it works out. this whole move to Romania or not. Which it has worked out, I'm out here, got my own mind, and that's what I really needed. I really didn't need that. But now it's looking like, I might have to just work a job again, because before this whole move to Romania, this was a bit of an impulsive move, because before I was working some shitty job and I was earning about 1,600 a month, a month, and the plan was to save $5,000, so I could invest that into a mentor, and then I was gonna go from there. But then, over like the smallest thing, where I squirted the fire extinguisher, obviously stupid now saying it, but at the time you just think, oh, you'll get away with these things. Obviously, no. They saw it as a health and safety issue. I wasn't fire trained in the job. Outside of the job, I've been fire trained, but in that, I haven't been. And I lost the job over such a little thing. But yeah, I think there was more reasons to why I lost the job as well. Because fuck it, I'm just gonna talk. The boss was a Freemason, and they're all very dodgy, Satanist people. And I'm a very religious and, in a way, spiritual person, but of course, more like, I'm a very insightful person, and I'm very aware of all this stuff. If a Freemason watching this, just click off me. I don't think that would be, but and I think something's telling me that God sort of still made that happen as well, in a way. It made me get out of that situation, of those surroundings, because the energy was, and plus the people in that job, they didn't think the way I did. They weren't necessarily the best people to have around you. And of course, when you're working an average job, sometimes you can't pick who you're around. But that's another thing, surroundings is very important. And when you've got people which are at a different level to you, surrounded by you, when you're trying to go a certain way, they're going to look down on you. Most of the time, they're going to try to get rid of you. So I think that's another thing that happened, is they tried to get rid of me. They didn't want me there. But either way, I'll stop talking about that now. But yeah, this isn't me being cocky. It's just I'm aware. You got to be aware, and I'm speaking my awareness into my content. But But long story short, I was trying to save $5,000, or at least 5+ to invest in myself. Now, I'm not bothered about getting a car, really. I do want a car, do want to get my license, but I'd much rather have my business. I'd much rather have just my own mind, my own business, so I'm able to control my life more. Literally, when I have the money, I'm going to invest it into this so I can make this happen. It might take longer. It might take longer than I expected, but it's going to happen regardless. I've been on this journey way too long to just give up. I'm not going to be one of the people that just work a job for their entire life. I'm going to be someone which helps people, and I make money whilst doing so. Maybe I can't do it right now, but doing this move has made me clear and more clear on my current situation. Now, this was a bit of an impulse move. It was, but it served its purpose. If I could just, I'm still gonna try work, still gonna make the content, still gonna post. It would be nice if I could make some extra money, maybe stay here a bit longer. But I've just phoned my dad up and just basically just asked him if he can try to get me some work with someone we're connected to. Like my brother's boss and that. And they make good money. Worked with them before in the past, and that's actually, if I don't know if I'm just talking about it right now, it might not even happen, but yeah, that basically just shows right now, like, I just don't know if I'm going to make this work, but I like that I've come out here anyway. I did need it. I did need a little holiday. It's been a cold holiday, been a bit of a stressful one at times, because I've just Past 2 days, apart from that, it's been nice, but past 2 days have just been a bit stressful. Literally, I was just sleeping so much. I wouldn't say I was depressed, but really, what depression is deep rest. You either have too much deep rest, or you need more deep rest. And in my case, I needed more deep rest. So that's what I had. I had a lot of deep rest. So I was deep resting in my bed, you know, and it helped. I feel a lot better now. I do. But yeah, I just weren't motivated to do much. But motivation comes and goes. It's dedication. The way I think, I've definitely got the dedication. It's just like in terms of action and knowing what to put the action to, making sure I'm putting it to the right things, because I've got the work ethic. I've got the work ethic, but it's just putting the work ethic to the wrong things is obviously going to slow down your progress. And it would just be so much better if I had a mentor. But that's something I haven't got. I haven't got the money due to my addictions and that I had. I spent most of it on that, on the weed and on the coke, which is sad to say, but it's not exactly something I'm going to be doing now, because my mind is just on this. My mind's just getting myself together after losing my mum, getting a mentor, and just making this happen. Really, just trying to make something of myself. And even if I don't make money right now, I'm going to document myself so people can still watch me transform into the person that I'm going to be. Because I will be known as Mitch Mills, the successful guy from Brandon, who, I'm sure I don't really care in this way, but I'm sure I already stand out as that guy who's just fucking left and gone to Romania, and the guy that's like sort of does all this stuff online, because I live in a little town, so of course everyone knows everyone. This isn't really a view I care about too much, but of course, like, as a point of view which you can sort of reflect on. And yeah, just now there's people going past. I'm trying to be a bit quiet, but because obviously I'm in the apartment. But yeah, this has been a bit of a humbling trip. Don't know how long I'm going to be here for. Still got a bit of money, so it's not like I'm broke or anything, but, well, I am broke, but, I'm not like on zero. But yeah, I'll come out here. I was hoping to get this going. I was hoping to make a couple grand, and then just sort of travel. I don't know, because that was a bit impulsive. And that wasn't the original plan. The original plan was to work the job, save up a few grand, but then I lost the job, so I was literally like, fuck it, I don't want to get another job, because I hated that. I just wanted to get out for a while, which I did. So still, even though it hasn't gone to complete plan, I've still done what I wanted to do. Don't get me wrong, I thought I was going to be a lot more wealthy by this time. By the time, I'm turning 21 next month, I thought I was going to be able to just start travelling now. But your plans change, they always do. With consistency, it can make your plans a lot more clear. But, that's now where everything's going to change. I'm just going to make sure I'm posting so much more on here. On the YouTube is what I'm going to try focus to build on the most. I've noticed there's a bit of a gap, so I'm going to have to edit this gap. So it's going to be there now. But yeah, let's just say, like, this physique, this is going to get even better. Then I'm going to be able to help people. you know, my mindset's going to be a lot better. So I'm still in the improving process, so I can still help people. I'm still improving myself. No, don't get me wrong. There's not a point where you just pause so you can help people. Of course, you're always going to be helping people while you're improving yourself. Or you're always going to be improving yourself, even when you're doing the mentoring. But yeah, just been a bit of a slippery slope, really. But the main thing that held me back was just stopping. You know, stopping was what held me back. And the weed is what made me stop, really. Of course, my own mind, you know, my own actions and the habits that I had set in place was also setting that back. But that's what I'm improving now. But I'd say in terms of actual self-progression, I'm 20 years old, mate. 8 months ago, my mum passed, and that is one thing that it may seem like I'm talking about a lot in my content, but of course it's very recent. You know, it's not even a year has passed yet since that's happened, so I'm trying to do all of this stuff after that. So of course I'm going to talk about it. You know, but this isn't me trying to like make a sob story or anything like that. When I do talk about my mum or the things that's happened to me, it's just so people can relate to me, really. Because I know loads of people can relate in a certain way with that sort of stuff, or with the addiction stuff, or with, like, I don't know, injuries, me almost losing my thumb, or look, let me get more, because I haven't actually shown this. Now this, can I show some shit? This was when I was on mushrooms, and I went on a motorbike about an hour, 2 hours after I was sobering up on mushrooms. I wasn't completely on mushrooms, but you know, that happened about a month after. And then about a month before this happened. So a lot of shit in that time happened. And yeah, it was very humbling, to say the least, but yeah. And I'm gonna keep doing these videos because I do like doing them. It's sort of like a self-documentation thing. You know, I know that one day when I do become really successful, people are gonna look back on these and relate to it. It'll probably bring in clients. Obviously at the minute, no. But I know they will, you know, have this reason. But at the minute, I'm just documenting, really. You know, I also do this as a form of documenting. No, I'm gonna have to get another one of these soon. Because literally I don't even have that. That's all I've got left. That's probably 2 weeks at most now. So I'm really gonna have to get another one. That's my journal. And yeah, just on here, I just literally every day, this whole day of January, the whole month of January, I've just been tracking. You know, there's the date, 14th of the 1st, and then obviously 1st of the 2nd. Yeah. Yeah, 1st January. And yeah, it's sad, mate, because I do want to make this happen. I do really want to do this. But when you haven't got certain things as a trade-off, it's hard, because I ain't got the money to invest in myself. Yeah, I'm trying to get other people to invest their money into me when I haven't exactly, you know, I have invested a couple grand into certain things, like a networking community. So I've got quite a network now, you know, and then I had a mentor. I only invested like a couple hundred into him. So it is a bit, you know, I can't exactly expect much people to invest thousands into me, like a K or whatever, because the current plan I had was 900 for 90 days, you know, of accountability, mentoring, and helping people with their fitness, giving them fitness plans and nutrition plans, and just giving them certain things to look at for their mindset, and then of course I hold them accountable, make sure they're learning all this stuff, and just making sure they become a better person when they're working with me. But I can't expect people to do this when I haven't done it completely myself. So I need to put some more time. Now, my problem is I've tried to speed the process. I've tried to just make all this work so I don't have to work a job, but I have to humble myself. Some people, they have the privilege of having money or having savings or not going through the situation I've gone through with shitty spending habits. Some people have saved from the time they left school all the way till say 2021. Some people have got a decent bit of savings. I haven't. I've got 600 quid, £600 on me right now. So I can't exactly, it would be a bit bad of me to expect that, really. I've got to give in more to myself and build more of a person myself before I make this happen. Now part of me is still hoping that I can try and make some money while I'm out in Romania, but I can't exactly do that. It's me focusing on the output too much, and that's what made me need to deep rest. But this is going to happen regardless. I'm going to make it work regardless. I've set it in stone now. The universe knows where I'm going. I'm not going to be an average guy that works a job my whole life. No. I'm not going to be someone that does nothing, don't provide much to people. I'm not going to be someone that struggles with addiction their whole life, and carries it on to 30, 40, 50. No. I've made that evident now, I'm going to be someone that has a very successful business, generating multiple, I want to say 50 plus K a year. Well, no, not a year, a month. But that's not me now. Now I hear people saying, oh, you've got to act like that person now. In a way I'm trying to, in a way I am, but I'm not that person now yet. And I've still got to humble myself and try earn some money. And I've still got to go through a few stepping stones, I think, to make this happen. The past 2 days I've been really praying to Jesus. I've been really praying to God, asking him for help, and I think he has helped me now to sort of go down a bit, calm myself down a bit, because I was worrying a bit too much. And another thing with me, I was trying to carry on something which I shouldn't exactly try to carry on, which was my whole addiction stuff online. I think I'm past that now. That stuff don't serve me anymore. I understand some people which are addicts, they say, oh, it's better to claim yourself as an addict. But I don't know, I think that's still just giving power to that identity. My past, I have been an addict, but I don't exactly think it's necessary to identify yourself as someone which is that now when you're not, don't get me wrong. In the only thing I can say I'm addicted to it, but literally a few weeks ago I went almost 3 weeks without it, and that was nicotine. I'd say I'm addicted to this thing, and this and caffeine, but in a way this does sort of serve me, in a way, but still that's something I'm going to be working on quitting. I've proven to myself I can go without it now. You know, I am trying. I'm definitely doing good after losing my mum. You know, at my age as well, like it was a massive wake up call for all of us. You know, and I had to get out of my parents' house for a while because of my dad needed his own space as well. So I've done that. It's now a week tomorrow where, you know, I've been by myself, and my dad's had his own mind space, so that's been really good. Served this purpose, definitely. It's good I come out here. I needed it. Just in terms of building my personal brand up again. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna try to be consistent on the on this, but I don't know if I'm gonna just be able to make money straight away. I think I need to give in more to myself, like invest more first, to actually have a more of understanding of making this happen. Because I've sort of just had the mentality that if I just be consistent on it, get the right point across, I'll just magically be making the money. But it's not been the case. Don't get me wrong, I've made money online. You know, I've helped people online. But to the degree I want to go, I think I've got to give in more and invest more into myself, so I can actually sort of justify people investing more into me. You know, like, don't get me wrong, I can still definitely help people. I want to. But, and I'm not one of those people that really like trying to put in realism, because I don't believe in realism. But sometimes you do sort of have to. Like, my family goes, oh, you need to be more realistic. And then I just go, oh, what even is really realistic? You know, nothing's realistic now. Which is true, nothing's realistic now. You know, we're run by satanic paedophiles who are basically making the world a stage. You know, multiple things are fake. I know that's out of the blue, but it's just like very mainstream now. So majority of people are aware of it. But yeah. But yeah, I want to make sure I still do these YouTube videos, and I'm still working on it. I'm not going to give up on the personal brand completely, but the original plan was just to work and save a shitty job, really, to make this happen, because I've got no money. At least not enough to invest in a mentor, and I still need to get more of an understanding and more. I need to post more, create more social proof first. I think I need to get more clients in for free, really, to get more social proof, because I've just been trying to get clients in and get them to pay for something when I haven't even got any more. I haven't even got testimonials anymore of other people I've helped, because that was on like a different thing I was doing. So of course testimonials is number one, and yeah, I just made a bit of a leap, really. Yeah, like the girl I was talking to, I wasn't giving her enough attention, and you know, by that it was hard because we were 3 hours away from each other. Really did like the girl, but yeah. Yeah, I think me telling her I went to Romania, and then just me not giving her enough attention because I was so fixed on myself, and then how I'm gonna get myself to where I want to go. I wasn't giving her enough attention, so that's another learning curve. You know, we was both set on making it work. But yeah, I don't know. I want to say maybe like when I've got things going, I can try get that going again. But yeah, I don't know. Don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. I've got such more of an understanding now of who I am compared to before. Like I had severe derealization due to smoking weed, and now I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm capable of. It's just I've been trying to speed the process a bit much. And yeah, that's okay to try to do if you've actually got someone helping you do that. But I haven't. It's literally just all by myself. You know? Like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe, but obviously, by the time people start coming across my videos, maybe they scroll down and watch some of them. You know, obviously you can see me documenting myself, improving myself. You know, after this, I'm gonna go to the gym. Train shoulders. But I said this about 2 hours ago in one of my Instagram stories, but I'm still here, just working. And yeah, I'm gonna do that at least. I'm gonna stay consistent on that. But I think what I need to stay consistent on the most, rather than just trying to make money, is just documenting myself, the gym, and improving myself mentally and physically. And by doing that, obviously, and me documenting it, it's going to prove to people that I can actually help them with it. Because at the minute, the social proof, I used to have social proof in a way, but I haven't exactly got that anymore. I haven't given anyone any reasons to ask me for help, ask me for guidance, and obviously give me something in return, you know, as a business. And I don't really want to go down the route of just DMing people, like cold DMing people, like random people that follow me that hasn't even watched my content in ages, trying to, you know, basically just sell on them to try to get money out of them. No, I don't really want to do that. I'd rather just do everything organically, and I'd rather just actually show people and have it so where they're inbound, to where people are actually coming to me, they've seen me do it, and they actually do want my help, rather than me just trying to basically just do all this for money. Because I remember saying to myself when I first started popping off on Instagram, I ain't in this shit for the money. I'm in it to help people. But obviously, you know, in the degree I am, to of course support myself and make sure that I can actually get myself to a further degree than I'd want to be in life. You know, like it's okay that, you know, it's okay that you want to be successful, it is. But I don't want to scam people, and I don't want to just take money off people for something where I've got to, it's like I'm begging them for it. No, I want them to come to me when they've seen the social proof, when they've seen that I've done this shit. I want them to actually be able to see that and come to me, and you know, I want the proof to be in the pudding. It's not really like that saying, but you know, I want the proof to be evident, basically. It's getting there, you know, the physique is getting there, but still I've got a lot more time to put it on in this. You know, it's definitely not bad. You know, I ain't got like body dysmorphia or anything. Don't get me wrong, still room for improvement, but yeah. But yeah, I want to make sure, I want to promise to myself now that I'm gonna stay consistent on the YouTube, because the YouTube is gonna be the main thing. And I'm consistent on the stories. Now it's going to be hard for me because I've just gone on Instagram saying, oh, moving to Romania to better my life and better my mentoring business. And then now there may even be a chance I've got to go back. Yeah, but it just shows like how enthusiastic I am. I'm very enthusiastic. Sometimes for my own good. But yeah, I'm going to make it happen regardless, you know. But if you've come across this at any point, you know, I'm still going to try to build my school community up. You know, the righteous path. I'm still going to try to do all this shit. I'm not going to pause it. Just I think it's going to take a bit longer than I expected to make some money out of it. But as long as I'm consistent on this shit, that's all that matters. So, if you want to join my community for Righteous Path, it's in the description on my YouTube. It's going to be on my YouTube profile mainly, so just go look at that. As well as, you know, the link to my Instagram. And if you want to book a call, then yeah. But I'm not really expecting much at a minute. Maybe in the future, but yeah. But yeah, other than that, have a blessed day, people. I hope you have a good one, whenever you're watching this. Maybe in a few months, in a year, or, you know, the next day after me posting this, which is doubtful. But yeah, I'm just gonna, I know what to do now, I just gotta do it. But these really do help me. I like doing these raw talk videos because they're just easy and, you know, it's gonna pay off in the future. But at the minute, yeah. But either way, in a bit, people.